Hello everyone, my name is Deacon and welcome to this first episode of my Third Age Divide and Conquer Let's Play series in the Lindon campaign. Well, the grey havens of Lindon are on the edge of the world really, here over in the west. And we're gonna do an experimental blitz campaign. So we are allied to Bree and to Imladris. And Angmar is a threat to them both. So what we're going to try and do is rush the north, blitz as far as Barketa, and then wait till we make contact with Angmar and start aiding Bree and the northern Dunedain. It means that we're also going to try and ally to the Dwarves of Eredlune and the northern Dunedain. And likewise, Bree usually gets in trouble with Enedwaith and Dunland, so I'm going to try and take the pressure off them just a little bit by engaging Enedwaith in this area over here. So they have the freedom they need to both defend against Angmar and also engage Dunland with a good chance of survival. So those will be our actual goals. The victory conditions I've set to short, so once we have 15 region we'll basically beat the campaign. But we might play along just a little bit longer to see how we can manage having a war on two fronts. And what we may do eventually is, once we're holding back those two forces, is do a naval invasion of Umbar. Now for the rest, I play by my own set of house rules. They're like slightly role-players rules. And the first of those is that we'll always try to follow the Tolkien lore in general. So choices that could be considered as very unlawful, we'll try to avoid those. And I generally only play as the good factions. So we're also going to try and ally ourselves with all the other good factions around and not declare war on any of them ever. The middlemen, I have a different position towards those. So Enedwaith for me is always a valid target. The Vale, however, they have Bayon, and I would never go against him because of course he's a good guy. Besides that, we'll never betray any of our allies, and also we'll try and defend them, keep them alive during the campaign as much as possible. Also, we are going to try and follow the missions unless they give us objectives that really conflict with our grand scheme of things in campaign. So say that there's a mission to attack Bree, then of course we'll disconsider it. Besides that, there are not to be any adoptions. There's multiple reasons for it. First, I don't like it because I want to have my own family members, and in this case there's no real family tree, but we'll keep with the starting generals. And I do suppose they produce offspring that will join our campaign as generals. We're not adopting any man of the hour or other suggestions, because it'll make our actual sons envious and disloyal. You can see those traits as feels rejected or something like that. It's a discontent general, and also it'll make our guys develop traits such as loves men, arse, I don't know, whatever they're called. I never see them because I never do any adoptions. Then another very rigid rule is that family members and starting generals, they must survive the campaign. So if they die in any kind of battle, no matter if it was a decisive victory or a heroic victory, if there's any general lost, then we're refighting that battle until we keep them alive, all of them, or we'll just withdraw and disengage from that particular battle. The only exception to that is that if there's a general by himself in campaign and he is being attacked by an enemy army, we wouldn't be able to withdraw them from the fight, so in that case we'll alter resolve to save the general's life. Besides that, we're gonna try and be conservative with the lives of our troops and minimize battle losses, rank up those units, give them XP, and try to rely more on the professional soldiers than on the militia. The militia is like to occupy and keep occupied cities, conquests, garrison settlements. In that respect they're all just fine, but once we have the finances to switch to a more professional army, we will. The idea behind that is to maintain a uniform faction army, so for the same reason we're not going to hire any mercenaries, and we also like to have the same uniformity in our cities. So if we capture any settlement that has already developed the last tier of building in the enemy culture, we're just gonna destroy it and rebuild that chain of buildings. And then normally I have a rule that says that I'm not rushing in the beginning to keep a challenge, and I try to grab a few settlements and then turtle for a while, build up the economy and the recruitment buildings that are higher tier. Just in this case we are going to seek the challenge precisely in the overextension of our lines. So we're gonna make enemies, fight them far away from our homelands, and see in this kind of experiment if we can have some fun. So without further ado, I'm gonna skip the intro video to not have any copyright infringements, and we're going to start right with it. Here's the general welcome message with some important notices about when the barracks event takes place, when we'll be able to upgrade our barracks and train the better units around turn 60 somewhere. We can enjoy the majority of our generals for a 416 turns. We'll never play it out that long, so it'll be a rare case where we see anyone die of natural causes. Then there is changes to the units once you upgrade them, give them a higher tier of armor. Bodyguards replenish until the number of 77, so once you drop below they grow back to 77 but not beyond, and the rest is not so very interesting. We have slow replenishment of troops in the recruitment pool, but that's not a big deal. Well, here's the lore story of the Grey Havens of Lindon, Beleriand, which is now below the sea. If you like to read these paragraphs and just pause your game, have a read. I'm not going to go through it because it would take way too much time. And here we are. Our faction leader is Shogun, or please feel free to correct me if I'm not pronouncing it right. And I see we have Fog of War enabled, which I did in the previous small playthrough that I did. Just a couple of turns to see where things are, how it plays out. But having Fog of War enabled and then disabled, it creates possibilities of game crashes. So in general I don't like to use that. As I said, we're gonna try and reach Barketa, which is, I don't know, somewhere over here, and aid our allies to be the Dwarves in our effort to actually beat back Angmar.
Come, my brothers.
Now I would like to have some spies, so I've just built one spy building, and we'll have another right over here, and then from there on we don't have any cavalry in our starting army, so I like to have a few of those as well. Economy buildings are costing a lot of money, and we don't want to spend that much on it for now. I intend to empty all our cities, so free upkeep buildings are not going to help our economy in the beginning. We do need an alliance with the Dwarves, because if not, then as soon as we capture Perth and Lune, which is somewhere over here, they might actually attack us. And we don't want that, of course. Now, for the we're gonna have obviously a northern army and a southern army. So
Swiftly. Onward. Be vigilant.
we need to split up our troops
Elves.
and scout around for a bit to find those settlements.
Form up.
I'm gonna try and capture 1, 2, 3 with Sirdan, and then we're gonna move towards Barchetta and hope that nobody else has already taken it. As I said, this is gonna be an experimental blitz campaign,
We will need that one.
which I've never really played this faction at all. I do know the corner of the world, but I have no
Sire.
previous experience with the game as to how it plays out. So that's going to be fun, and also the concept of doing this blitz is going to be fun. At least I
We will need that
expect it will be.
one. Scout the area. Elves.
Here should be the village of Under Towers, which will be our first objective. There is a dwarven settlement over here. We may want to capture it and then sell it or trade it to the dwarves, so that we can establish an alliance with them.
Stay alert. We will need that one.
But that is only if we fail to secure an alliance with by any other means. Now we are allied to Bree and Imladris, so if we want to assist the Northern Dunedain, then also we should establish an alliance with them, which is why we'll try and recruit another diplomat in the second turn, and also to have our line of approach here. There are 2 settlements that we'll try and take before Bree does, so we have a fairly secure base of operations in this area. That also means that we're gonna skip conquering the southern part. We're just gonna ignore it for now until we have another general. We have 4, and I think 2 of them are going up north and 2 of them are going down south. That's basically the plan.
Sire.
Recruitment wise, I think we're just stable in our economy, but to have occupation forces, there's 1 archer here that can go into Under Towers, there's another archer here that can go into Corvillishar, whatever the name is, and then we would have 2 generals in here, which is a little bit thin. So we see this coming. We are going to recruit 1 more archer and join the southern army. Likewise, we will be a little bit short on garrison troops in the north. So what has the lowest upkeep? I think the archers, they do. So we'll also send another archer up north, and then hopefully we'll be able to pay for all that. But that's not a given. We are recruiting some grain exchanges though. Let's prioritize that. The cavalry that I would like to have, however, they may be too expensive for quite some time, so we'll have to see if we're able to. And that concludes our first turn. No adoptions.
Follow me.
Tillian reclaimed, Moria reclaimed,
Like the wind.
which are part of
We'll
the
need that one. Take it for the
scripted
elves. Lay it to ruins,
events.
sire. Over here, elves.
Elves, we must give up the road.
We will need that one.
By the light of Elbereth, onward!
For the light. Swiftly. Elves.
Um,
Come on. Be vigilant, sire.
come on, let's twist
Like the wind.
again,
We will need that one. Over here, elves.
like we did last summer.
We will need that one.
And our economy is decreasing, and we haven't even produced our new units yet, so we're gonna fall in income once those 2 extra units are completed. I think this guy will go over here
Orders completed.
and leave a garrison there, move on to Barchetta. That would be the way to go, I think. Ah, we have our diplomat. We'll try and recruit another. And this
Yes, my lord.
agent is going this way to the
Something
Dwarves of Lindon. And here we are. Now maybe they will sally in Under Towers, and maybe they won't. We'll see. And we'll wait. They haven't. Send an emissary. Well, we are working on
Follow
it.
me.
Here somewhere.
Scout the area.
Yep.
At ease.
Yes, my lord.
Yes, my
Onward.
lord.
At ease.
For the
No.
light. Come on. Swiftly.
Ah, there is the settlement. Diplomat,
My lord.
please move along
Yes,
just a
I
little
shall
bit
continue tomorrow.
further.
Like the wind. Orders completed. We will need that one.
We will need to attack that one. We will need that one. Sometimes my
Come, my
generals
brothers.
just a little bit confused.
Sire.
By the light
I
of
doubt
Elbereth,
that we will have them as
Over here,
reinforcements.
elves.
I
Elves.
doubt that. Ah, it's just bandits. Only 2 of them also at that, so... Good to see the Woodland Realm allied to the Dwarves of Erebor. Money-wise, we're going too fast. So I'm not going to build these buildings here. We may be able to increase... Yes! Oh! Very high tax. Can we do that here as well? We can. How about Forlond? We can't. And Harland? I doubt that we... No, we can't increase any further. But we're keeping our economy stable, so there's going to be 1, 2 more. Ah, and we've completed our extra troops. So please
Onward.
join us
Conceal our movements.
in our little campaign
For the
here
light.
while we
Swiftly. Come, my brothers.
Yes, my lord.
create our... Huh? What happened here? This is weird. Alright. Odd. I'd rather have them yellow than red. No civil unrest, please. They will sally, and we will have to defeat them with this army. Which is fine, really. Here we go.
Greetings.
Hello, my dwarven friends.
You accept?
Let's
Good reason.
give you a counter offer of an alliance.
I'm afraid the answer is the most
Let's
reasonable
exchange map information.
proposal. This won't be hard.
okay.
Pleasure, noble sire.
Well, we're already trading. This should improve our relationships over time. But they weren't interested in an alliance. Ha! Which is funny. They didn't even sally. To Numeramar at my capital.
Ships ready.
All good and well. Huh. We're even able to pay for it? This fleet is much larger than I want to sustain. And I won't be having any need for any fleets for a long while. So let's just disband these and see if... Look, now we're making a profit. With improved relationships, becoming friends shouldn't be too much trouble any longer.
Put them down!
Elven warriors.
Onward!
Hello, Ostgelon. We are allied to Bree, so once
For the light!
a Bree army shows up here,
Elves!
they
Onward!
won't
That one!
engage us and try to get involved in that siege over there. Actually, should they position an army next to the settlement, we can attack them and they will help us with our conquest.
Was that your best shot?
Wow. Bandits, and quite the stack of
I
them.
am
5
here
bandits.
only to fight thee, not to banter.
Where are we? Here at Under Towers. And we can move
Come, my
quite a bit, can't we?
Sire!
So we're going this way.
Scout the
Hello.
area.
Scout the area.
We must give up the road.
This group of people is joining forces with the rest of the army there. Land clearance, 800 gold, economy stable. Shall we do it? Yes or no? I don't feel like it's worth it right now. So no.
Elves!
Did we complete any buildings? No. There's no possibility of
Yes,
recruiting a spy yet. I think Anuminas
Tomorrow's journey planned
or
out.
Fornos Irene should now belong to the Northern Dunedain, so we'll try and pick up an alliance there with them as well. And for now there isn't much more that we can do. No. So we'll end our turn here. Now we're not looking for a fight,
Fall back! Back
so
off!
we do fall back. Take Karas Selarnen. Well,
Elven warriors.
we're trying to, are we not? Hold on.
Take it for the elves.
Hold on. And build a watchtower for us. There you go.
We will need that one!
Indeed,
Yes, my
we
lord.
will need
There's the target.
that one.
Put them down!
That's the
Keep on,
target.
my lord!
Reinforcements. One more turn and the Haven Master will have to defend himself
Advance.
and conquer our first settlement while he's at it. Now there's a spy that we want over here to spy on Anadwaith. We're still making some money, but not much. How about we reduce taxes here and move out this army?
Onward!
It'll work, but
Come on!
not for too long. What's causing unrest here? Just cultural unrest. It's a Northman culture with a building we can't replace. Maybe building up a elven building decreases the owner's list a little bit. If any of you watching this is knowledgeable about what affects cultural unrest, then please feel free to let me know.
Your orders. Without question, I shall
Follow me.
Follow me.
Onward.
It won't be
Stay
long
alert.
now. Can we
Yes, my lord.
move and have the alliance that we so much
As you
desire?
You have a proposition?
I propose to offer you map information on alliance, military access, and a regular tribute of 250 for 20 turns. How about that?
No, we cannot quite accept this.
No, that's because you
Reason
want
has
to
us open
conquer, to have me conquer the dwarven settlement down south and give it to you for free. And okay, 275 maybe. Why are you so uneager? How much money is that even? I don't know. Too much. Ha!
An extremely pleasing agreement.
All right. Well, we are
We
allied.
could see eye to eye.
What did we give away? I don't recall. Did we give them? They have military access. All right. So they won't like it if we march through their lands, but it won't be too much of a problem because we don't intend to. We create our own approach to wherever it is we're going.
Without question.
Barchetta being the final goal here, and then we should equip ourselves, I guess, because fighting Angmar and Edwaith at the same time,
Come, my brothers.
I'd expect that is
Like the wind.
quite the
We will need
challenge.
that one.
Okay,
Scout the area.
Elves, we must give up the road.
now
We will need that one. Orders completed.
orders completed. Even with the tribute, it says we're making money. I have a hard time believing that. How much they cost us? 330 per turn. Do we have anything we can train? No. Are we really going to use cavalry? Can't train those, and they cost a world in terms of upkeep. The world. It's not so much more than archers really. So we'll go for those swordsmen. Sai.
Yes, my lord.
Did we recruit our spy already? No, this is the next turn. So that's it for turn 5 then. And this should bring us our first battle in campaign. Not these guys. All good and well, but we're just going to withdraw. We're waiting
There are
for
too many. We'll need
Círdan
reinforcements. Back to the encampment.
to join forces up there. And also these guys will withdraw.
Back off.
However, this is a fight I intend to win. But we are going to save it just in case anything happens to our faction leader, who has an incredible amount of command stars. These are 4 taxmen, even more, and 2 units of archers.
Fight
We've
to the
brought our
end.
own unit of archers, which should help us to decrease, pepper them with arrows from afar, and with the increased reach that I believe we have, let's go for this corner here. We're going to run into the extreme corner of the map. Increase the battle speed, wait for them to approach us, and then when they do run, they will be running a long time before they rally again at the town square. So that gives us extra time to rout whatever remains fighting us. We will be a bit tired, but so will they. So we're going to receive the same morale penalties, and I do have faith in our elven units that they will have the stamina to do better than the bandits here. We have a special ability. I don't know what it does. These are Midland nobles, and they are carrying swords. So this is a sword infantry unit.
Watch for the enemy. Stay on guard.
Fort archers. Feel free to die. We're not in a rush. We're not in a hurry. Fort axemen are just going to stand there. And I'm quite confident that we can win the archery fight here. And at the same time, if these archers die, they are just here to keep morale high in the city, so it won't rebel. See if we can provoke these fort axemen into attacking us. They're more clumped up and therefore more of a danger to us. For some reason they thought it was funny to just stand there and shoot. Now let's see what the archers will do. What happened here? Ah, no special abilities, no shield wall, whatever.
Victory will be ours. The enemy are badly bloodied. They have lost half their men.
Now here's the thing.
If we continue like this, we will smash the enemy. The enemy army flees the... This is a clear victory.
Now let's see how many of our Midland nobles we lost. 2, and they didn't heal up. So those 2 are permanently gone now, right from the get-go. But it's all, well, it's all right.
We've defeated their wretched armies.
Enter it.
No adoptions.
Over here, elves. Assail them.
That's the next target. How about now? Would you... Oops. Do you allow me to leave this puny settlement? Eventually. What culture is in here? Ah! It's middlemen. Middlemen, dwarves, whatever. Not elves. So that explains. It's gonna take some time for them to start liking us. Diplomat.
Yes.
Not diplomat, diplomat. Hello. Watchtower.
We will need that one.
Your
And
orders. Without
spy a little bit. Find out where
My lord. There's the target.
Barchetta is exactly, more precisely. The Vale. Allied to the Woodland Realm. Which is good. We have a spy, and where did I want to go with it? To the south.
My lord.
Spy on us here.
I shall continue
There. Somewhere over there.
tomorrow's journey.
And how long 4 turns for the stables to complete. It'll be a while until we have any cavalry, and we might be able to actually afford it by then. Culture. Also not elvish. You can build mines. It'll take a while. I'm gonna save my money, not build... the settlement is growing in population, not too fast, but also not too slow.
Come, my brothers.
So I think we're fine. It would be nice to have another general though, if some of the current generals would have some offspring. 12 turns till we can get some more. Harland. Can't recruit here. Forland. Can't recruit here. That actually means that it will be quite some time until we can expand our army any further. So for that reason we might want to create some more recruitment areas, like in here. So let's do that. Let's not train the Lindon long spears yet, but instead create a practice range here. And let's see if we can use that to increase our army size, because with all these garrisons we really are...
Come on! They will not see us in the forest. Elven warriors!
Walking the thin red line. None of them have elven culture, so they're all going to take time to change that culture, and they're all going to take time to grow. This is really going to take some time, and it pays 366, which is just barely more than the upkeep for our archers here, which is 256. Eventually it will grow and start to bring in more money. We can also create mines there, but it'll be a while before we ever reach that level of money to invest.
Yes, my lord.
At least that's what I'm supposing that it will mean.
Yes, my lord. Yes.
Here we go. Let's move to the next turn. And still the rebels don't like what we're doing here. Now we will siege
Destroy it. Its end
Core
draws near.
Wilishar. We are sieging over here, Karas Selenen, and we're gonna take it in time to make a 1500 gold out of it.
By the light of Elbereth!
By the light
Like
of
the wind.
Elbereth.
Over here, elves.
That was a mistake, but
We will need that one. For the light.
I guess it's part of life. I wanted them to have enough movement points to
Scout the area.
Elves, we must give up
join
the
the siege there. Not a good thing, I think. Land clearance. Ah yes. And now all of a sudden we can build a leather tanner. That's funny. I'm mostly interested though if we can pull out this unit. You know what?
Yes, my lord.
I'm just gonna suppose that
Onward.
culture is eventually going to come our way. It now has free upkeep. It won't have once we move it out, but I want my troops down south. Are we training or building or recruiting anything besides the stables? We are, but that's how it's supposed to be. 3 more turns for that settlement, 4 for this one. Could have been 1 turn less.
My lord.
See,
Without question.
find us
Stopping
Barchetta,
here.
and
I shall continue tomorrow.
find us the Northern Dunedain.
Lord, as you wish.
Hello.
What is it you wish to discuss?
I wish to discuss trade rights, an alliance, map information, military access, and military access. They're not going to do this, I doubt. So let's stay with generous.
It's good to see we have another
Let's
worthy
see if
proposal.
they like. See,
Excellent.
this is where it becomes demanding to them. Military access balanced.
This seems quite... You have
All
further
right.
proposals? Please, let us hear them. This proposal is of little interest.
What the heck? Well, let's make a counter offer. Let's try and save some monies. Let's go for a regular tribute of 250 for 2 turns. See if they go along with that. Balanced. There you go.
Seems like a most an honor and a pleasure.
Oops.
Farewell.
Alright. That was entertaining. So now we can see where the Dunedain are. This is a Dunedain castle. It means that the Dunedain have not yet taken Barchetta over here somewhere.
Yes,
Which
my
gives
lord.
us just a little bit more time,
Stopping
but
here.
we might be close in the race here. Another thing, once we're here,
Yes, my
let's see if we can find
lord.
Brie,
Without question.
some Brie land
Stopping here.
units or settlements, and get some map information exchange with them. So it's going to take 3 more turns for another fight over here, and 4 over there, and 3 over there. So we've had at least we've had a battle over here. No, we didn't. We got one there, and that was it so far in this first episode. So please stay tuned. Let me know your suggestions for the rest of how to play out this campaign, and I hope to see you again in the next one. Feel free to like, share, subscribe, comment down below, and see you again soon.